found this? Yeah, how was the experience?
Amazing. Amazing. God, I want to go back and do it again. It was so good. Yeah, it was great. Obviously, yeah, very big deal for me being my first Australian feature, and it's exciting for me because obviously in Australia the main work I have done is as a model. So to sort of this being my first foray into film in this country is a little bit nervous about how I'm going to be received. I mean, so far it's been very positive. So.
Well, how would you rate your acting as a novice? Were you taking acting lessons beforehand, or how did you prepare for this?
Well, I haven't had a lot of experience, but I mean,
You're a natural.
No, I don't say I'm a natural, but with this particular character, I mean, you don't necessarily have to go to NIDA and graduate to be a good actor. It's not saying that it definitely is an asset, but sometimes there's something to be said for not being technically trained. Because sometimes, while it can be an advantage, the flip side of that is that you are trained in a certain method. When you haven't had training, you can approach it from any different way. Directors can give you their instructions and you're not set in your ways of how to approach a character. And that's what I found was a bonus with this, is that I was open to approaching it how I wanted to, and the director, and with something like this, definitely helped having 8 years in Italy, the accent especially.
Now you've fully got the bug. We'll
it's completely addictive. Yeah, completely addictive.
All right, good luck.
Thank you very much. Really? Okay.
How did you end up getting involved with this film?
Well, my Australian agent sent me a script, and then I fell in love with it. I loved what Ian Stahovski was writing, and Brendan Cowell happened to be in LA at the time, who he had already been cast to do the movie, so we got to meet up and we tested together. We did some scenes, and the rest is history.
Okay, and how important was it for you to get involved in Australian films?
Pretty important. I love good projects, and for me to come and film something back at home was such a blessing. It's so nice to be able to come here. It's like a breath of fresh air from Hollywood, because it's sometimes so fast paced, especially being on a television show. We shoot so many hours a day for 8 to 10 months a year.
How now obviously television show, it is such a demanding thing. Is it a breath of fresh air to get on a movie? Is it less demanding?
I think it's less demanding here. For some reason the rules about how many hours actors can work are a little different here.
The Aussie attitude.
I mean, gosh, we are laid back. And I mean, I was shooting 2 movies at the same time. I did I Love You Too, and I did another one that's coming out later on in the year called Matching Jack. And even though I did 2 things back to back, I still felt like I was on holidays.
One of Australia's funniest men?
No, that's very kind of you.
Tell me, the movie, based on personal experience? Or?
Well, some of it is. I mean, I think people expect me to be about the central character who's a bit of a, cannot say I love you, and is a bit of a commitment phobe, but I'm not like that. I tell people I love them straight away, and not them too early, not them too much. But there are elements of me in a lot of the characters in the film.
Okay. Which one out of all of them would you be the one that is closest model on yourself?
Probably Meagan Gale's character.
Yeah.
I mean, just physically. It's a physical.
Yeah, I saw that before. I wasn't sure who it was.
We were actually startlingly similar. It's quite startling.
The film coming all together from your script to the finished product. How's the journey been for you?
It's been amazing. I mean, I've always wanted to make a movie. Since the first movie I saw was the Pirate movie at Greensboro Twin Cinema back in Victoria, and it was not a great movie. I haven't watched it many times since, but I loved it. I loved the foyer, the smell of popcorn, the anticipation, so I've always wanted to make one. I got into comedy, so eventually I could make one, and to be here tonight, with a great turnout. turnout and interest in the film. It's a thrill.
Have you seen the finished product before tonight?
I have, yeah.
And
Yeah,
the verdict?
I love it. It's a much better film than even I thought. So I'm completely stoked with it. Yeah.
Has much changed from the script stage to getting onto film? Was there any improvisation or any tweaks you had to do?
No, the actors tried to improvise, and I said, don't improvise. No thanks. I wrote this script, and it's perfect. Don't improvise. What are you doing? Stop ruining my work.
And the cast that you got for it, you're happy with everyone in the roles they're
absolutely stoked. And they're not like Brendan Cowell is like a young Russell Crowe, but to see him in a romantic comedy is great. He's done some darker stuff. He's fantastic. Meagan Gale is a revelation in this. Yvonne Stahovski is a massive talent. She's going to be a massive star. I'm glad I'm involved with her first Australian feature film. But then you got people like Bridie Carter and Chad McMahon, you can't take your eyes off. Peter Dinklage is a phenomenon. He's one of the great actors at the moment. And Steve Bisley, and even the little roles. Hamish Blake is a very small role. Sydney Waddingham, Ron Jacobson. There's just I'm really proud of the way we cast.
Where was it filmed? Where did you film?
It was in and around Melbourne.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but it's not. I wanted to be in I didn't want to make an Aussie flick necessarily. I just wanted to write a story, but I did want it to feel like it could be any city in the world, or even in the to be honest, if we had got our finance from the New South Wales Film Board, we would have come here to make it. But Film Victoria kicked in, and it is my hometown, so it was nice to film in Melbourne. But I hope it feels like you can recognise Melbourne, but it could be anywhere. We don't have tram shots or anything like that, and there's references to other places in the country, and
it's a universal story. So
absolutely, it's a very universal story.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck with it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
How did you get involved with the project?
Through the usual avenues. I just got the script sent to me. I'd heard about it from conversations with Pete, because he's a mate of mine, and just got sent the script, read it, was immediately interested, and I immediately thought I might get close to this one. Like I could see myself in it, and you don't always get that. And I knew Pete and I would have a connection, but it was a very rigorous audition process. But I ended up months down the track with the job, so I was very grateful.
Can you tell us a bit about your character?
Jim, Jim's a knockabout Melbourne bloke. He works at a miniature railway, kind of hasn't grown up quite yet. Has a lot of children's figurines and cartoon characters on his walls and his shelves, but then he meets this woman who's a serious adult, and she really needs him to grow up, and he's got a few issues that are getting in the way of that, and he can't quite say the magic 3 words that for some reason girls need to hear these days. So that's when he runs into a bit of trouble, and needs to face the demons in his past to get the joys that the future may hold.
And what projects are you involved in next?
Look, I'm just I'm going back to writing a few things. I'm doing a play at Sydney Theatre come at the end of the year, directed by Philip Seymour Hoffman, called True West, and I've got my first novel coming out in September, so I'm just finishing that up. So
Good. How did you get involved with this?
Well, I worked with Peter Helliar on a sketch comedy show called Skid House, so we met back then.
Okay.
And I also worked with the producers before on another couple of projects, so it all kind of came together that way.
Okay. And getting the cast together for it, how involved?
Well, that was a very big job. We auditioned all over the place to find the right people. So we've got a fantastic cast. I couldn't be happier with the cast that we all brought together.
And what different do you think this film brings to Australian movie scene?
Well, I think it's very light-hearted, but it's also very moving. And we don't do romance a lot.
Yeah.
So it really was quite a challenge to do our kind of romantic comedy, not something that the British do or not something that the Americans do. It's something that was about us, about Australians, and being really true to that.
And what is it that's Australian?
Well, I've really got to find a word that's not swearing. We've got a really good bull dust monitor, I think, all Australians. So it's about finding that level of authenticity and truthfulness in our characters, in the story, in the connections. You're not pushing it too hard or trying to be something that we all know we're not.
And you think this is something that, this is a type of film that anyone can go watch and anyone will be able to relate to?
Anyone.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe little kids, there's a couple of swear words.
Yeah, alright, very good. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Good luck.